Hey everybody, it's Brad here at Wild Boys Brewery Puka NC channel. Put up a little short homebrew Wednesday video yesterday, and I was drinking my walnut brown ale, and I've been getting a lot of comments about it, so I wanted to just do a quick video and put the recipe up. What it was a it was a brew in a bag partial extract beer. It was before I started doing all grain. I made it last year on 3 October 11. It was the 10th beer I ever made. The malt was 1 pound of Vienna, 2 pounds of crystal 2-row, 8 ounces of dark crystal, 6 ounces of chocolate malt, 1 ounce of roasted barley, and then the liquid malt extract and dry malt extract. There was a 3.3 pound hopped light malt extract can and a 3 pound bag of Muntons dried malt extract light. And I used 2 ounces of hops. I used 1 ounce Cascade, 1 ounce of UK Fuggle, and I also used 2 pounds of raw honey and 1 cup of roasted walnuts. And what I did with the walnuts is I used the idea from Randy Mosher's Radical Brewing book, where you take walnuts and put them in a non-stick skillet and then just turn it on kind of low to medium heat, and then you roast them and you shake them around until they start you start kind of darkening up the outside of them. You don't want to burn them, but you just want to kind of, when you roast them, it brings the flavor out in them a lot. The walnuts have lots of flavor. They're bitter. If you don't like walnuts, don't put them in your beer, obviously. Pecans would work really well. They're similar, but they've got a more mild flavor if you want to use that. This was actually a souped up beer kit that I bought. It was I think Brewer's Best, and a lot of those grains come in that box. And then I bought some, I think I put the Cascades to go with it and the Vienna to go with it. And I think the crystal, the dark crystal, and the chocolate and roasted barley come in a kit, but it didn't come with the nuts or the extra hops or the honey. So you see the Brewer's Best Nut Brown Ale, that'll get you about everything you need, except for get a pound of Vienna and an ounce of Cascades and the honey, and then you'll have most everything you'll need. And what I did was I brought I think it was about 2 or 3 gallons of water up to a boil. Actually, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. What I did was I took my grains and I mashed them. I mashed them kind of high. I mashed them at 157 for an hour. And I didn't put the nuts in the mash. I know I said on the other video they were mashed, but they weren't. And then after I got the Wort from the brew in the bag grains, I added in the nuts and boiled them, brought them up to a boil for about 15 minutes. Since there was the hopped can was already had extra hops in it already, I didn't want to throw that in and boil it for a full hour, so I only did that for 45 minutes. So at the 45-minute mark, I put in the hopped light malt extract can and then the 3 pounds of dry malt extract, and then I boiled it for 45 minutes total. But the last 15 minutes was when I did my hop drops, my pellets. I put in 14 grams of Cascades and 7 grams of Fuggle, and then the last 2 minutes of the boil I put in 14 grams of Cascades and 21 grams of Fuggle. And I don't know if that's really a lot of hops for a brown ale. I guess it would be, but I put I put 2 pounds of raw honey in it too, and the extra hops help balance out the sweetness. It's still, brown ales are supposed to be kind of sweet anyway, but it helped balance it out a little bit more. And then at the very end of the boil at Flameout, I dumped in 2 pounds of raw honey, and then I cooled it down. And my original gravity was 1071. The corrected original gravity, because I took it at like 70 instead of 60 like the hydrometer says, was 1072. And then it was that was on the 3rd. On the 27th, I racked it over to the secondary, so it was in the primary for about 3 weeks. And the gravity was 1019 at that time. Then I racked it over into the secondary on that day, and then left it for about another month. And the gravity got down to 1014 for my final gravity. And then on December the 29th, right before New Year's, is when I bottled it. And that was it. And it turned out really good. Everybody that's tried it's really liked it. It's got an awesome mouthfeel to it. The walnuts really come through on it. You can taste the honey. It's got a slight bit of a boozy taste to it where it is a little bit higher, but it's real subdued. The roasted malts comes through on it really nice. It sounds like something you want to make. Check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Like I say, if you don't like the flavored walnuts, they do add a lot of bittering to it. You could use pecans, and then you might want to cut your honey back a little bit if you're not going to use walnuts, because it would kind of affect the balance of the recipe. Or you could just leave it where it's at, and that would give you the final original gravity count in the bottle conditioning. I also use brown sugar to bottle condition instead of dextrose or white sugar, and it come out to be right around about 7.5%. That's perfect. It's really good beer. Hope you guys enjoy the recipe. If you try it, let me know what you think, and cheers.